Today I'm going to show you how to make this absolutely gorgeous rhinestone tumbler using one of my new Christmas templates. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel and make sure you check the description box below for products used and discount codes. And there will also be a link to my mentorship group where I go into more detail and more exclusive content, and a free Facebook group. We're going to start off by cutting our template that matches our tumbler size out of vinyl. Today I am using a 24 plump from the Tipsy Magnolia. I'll have a discount code linked for you down in the description. I am taking my 80 grit sanding block and just giving it a good sand. And then I'm going to take my Cami Page Boutique Ultimate Tumbler tool and make a vertical line going up the side. Once I have that, I am going to take my template and line it up with that line, releasing a little bit of the backing at a time and just pushing that template on firmly, making sure that it lines up perfectly, then removing the transfer tape. I am going to be using these 3 rhinestone colors from Diamond Fire Rhinestones. This was a past premiere pack, and I have just picked out 3 coordinating chalk paint colors. Now I am going to kind of coordinate in my head which place I would like each color of rhinestone, and I'm going to take those sections off in the template and paint those sections in the coordinating color. Now I'm going to remove the trees while that paint is wet. I just feel like sometimes it's easier and gives you a much crisp and cleaner line than letting that paint dry. Sometimes it can chip off with the decal. And then I am going to move on to the side sections of the template and move the bigger sections there as well. Now I'm going to paint those bigger side sections in this bright pink and being super careful next to that ocean blue turquoise color, and do this on both sides. When you get to the point where you are painting around the base of your tumbler, you're going to paint it, but then I just like to take my finger and press firmly and leave a little bit of that stainless steel exposed. The rhinestones can't go all the way to the bottom. We are going to remove the final sections of our template, which is the wavy lines, and we're going to let those bright pink sections dry. While those dry, we are going to paint the Christmas tree sections in a light pink. The light pink sections are where I am going to apply the mix of rhinestones. And so I just found a coordinating color with one of the rhinestones in the pack, and obviously a different color than the bright pink or the turquoise. So I thought this light pink would coordinate really beautifully. So we are going to paint the trees. I'll paint all pink, and we are also going to paint the wavy lines down both sides. Now we are going to let that paint dry. I usually like to let it dry for 24 hours or overnight. And then I have put my glue in this little squeeze bottle. I'm not sure where I got this squeeze bottle. I actually want to say I found it at Hobby Lobby, but I'm sure you could find it on Amazon as well. It has like a needle nose tip without it being super small, and I just prefer this bottle for some reason. I just cut it on a little bit of an angle, and I have Super Tight, the Fusion Tack Super Tight in this glue, and we are going to start at the top of the tumbler. And I just like to apply a really thin layer. Sometimes I will do them in like really close rows, or I'll just spread it on a little bit with the tip of the glue bottle. Then I am going to set my first row by just grabbing different sizes of rhinestones and applying them, following the line of the paint as a guide to make a straight line. These mixes have all different sizes of rhinestones, from fairly large to teeny tiny, and I am applying them in the scatter method, which is pretty much just like putting a rhinestone puzzle together. You're just going to apply the stones that fit in that section, and I like to place mine fairly close, but also at the same time, don't freak out if there's a little bit of a gap. I promise once you're all done, you will barely notice. I am just going to work in small sections like you can see here on my tumbler, so that glue doesn't dry too fast. We are just going to continue on down that turquoise side of our tumbler, working in small sections. You do not want this glue to dry on you, or obviously the rhinestones won't stick. This glue is not normally what I use. I usually use Bob Smith epoxy, or I will use liquid fusion, but I really wanted to try this Fusion Tack Super Tight, and it does have some pros and cons. The white is great when you apply it, because you can see exactly where the glue is, but I also feel like sometimes it kind of gobbles up your stones, and I also feel like it's harder to see where to place them. But there are pros and cons about all the glues. Just do your own research and find a glue that works for you. Continue doing this step, applying a little bit of a glue at a time, and then filling those sections in with rhinestones until you have completed both sides of your tumbler in that turquoise stone. And then we are going to move on to the bigger sections that will be the brighter pink, and we are just going to follow the lines of the template. and apply our glue. And then one by one, we will place our stones just in those little teeny tiny corners. Make sure that you get a smaller stone so your lines stay really crisp. Once you get to the bottom or top of your tumbler, depending on what side you started from, you are going to add the glue to that section, but you are going to set the stones near the rim first. Following that paint line we created, we are going to just set those to make sure our line is straight, and then we're going to fill in the pattern from there. Once you have all of the pink sections filled in, we will move on to our trees. And we are just going to fill in a little bit of that tree with glue. At this point, you should only have the trees and the squiggly lines going down the sides left. And we are just going to take the mix of rhinestones, and we are going to first kind of start off by, I wouldn't say outlining because I don't always just outline, but I do pay attention to what colors I am putting on the outline, because some of this turquoise color is in the mix. So if we outline the tree in the turquoise, it will just make the tree misshaped looking. So I am picking up every other color but the turquoise for the outside edge, and then I will fill in with turquoise in the middle. Continue applying glue in small sections and then applying your rhinestones, and you are going to do this on all of the trees on both sides. Now we should just have those light pink squiggles going down the sides left. We are almost finished. We're going to take that same glue and just apply a light layer. And then we are going to do the opposite as we did with the trees. We now are going to take more of the turquoise and other colors and go around the pink sections for the exact same reason that if you took the brighter pink rhinestones and placed them around the outer edge, those squiggles wouldn't look as crisp and clean. So we're going to take every other color but the pink around the outside edge, and then you can fill in with pink in the center. Continue doing this step until all of those wavy lines are filled in. Now Now you're going to let this glue set up and dry. I usually leave it for a few days at least, and then you're going to give it a good scrub to make sure that there is no wax on the rhinestones and it looks all shiny, and then your rhinestone tumbler is finished. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial.